Got the commercial like that. Good evening and welcome to Marion Center, Pennsylvania for this presentation of Heritage Conference Football on High Top Sports Network, presented by Carson Boyer Funeral Home. My name is Joe Rhodes. Joining me is Brandon Schreckengoss, Flint Kinner on the boards tonight. Thank you for joining us. A special game for me, Brandon. The first time I've ever called a game, not at Marion Center, my alma mater, but the first time I've done it from this facility. Called some basketball games in the past. Fortunate for that, but get to take in this view. A very unique press box here at Marion Center. You're up on a hill, way up behind the bleachers. As much of a bird's eye view as you can get, Brandon. And beautiful night for football. This is a Week 11 game, Week 9. Because there's Week 0, of course. The final week of the regular season, of course, and pristine weather, all things considered here. In the lovely Marion Center, Pennsylvania.
Yes. I was just going to see how long you wanted to go on talking.
About Marion Center?
Yeah. I heard you became a man here, so we're a special place for you. I've never been here. No, the thing that I immediately noticed, and I continue to point out to you,
yes,
though, is what are those?
The Remember the Titans-esque field goal posts, yes. Yeah, we just want extra to be that much more sturdy, Brandon.
Yeah.
We need both posts on the end, and I will let you know. I will remind you, I'm a graduate of 2006, so I'm dating myself there. Those are the same field goal posts, so they ain't going anywhere then apparently. Because if they didn't change them by now, they ain't going nowhere. So,
how many years ago is that?
18.
So what you're telling me is the seniors were born whenever you graduated.
That is a correct estimate.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, they were. Barely a twinkle in their parents' eyes, as my mom would phrase it.
Wow.
Yes. But glad to have you all aboard here to enjoy this nostalgic moment for me.
Joe, it's an honor and a privilege. Anytime that you and I are together, you know there are going to be no shenanigans. It's going to be
never
straight down the middle, and we are staying away from all simulations.
All simulations here tonight. But thanks to all the folks out there tuning in for this final week of the regular season, a game between I guess two teams that you could call a budding rivalry in a lot of sports just because of their neighborly confines. Marion Center and West Shamokin, of course, bordering each other. West Shamokin kind of a newbie to the Heritage Conference still, but maybe not as new as some Heritage Conference teams, of course. A bunch jumping on board here the last few years, be it Portage, Cambria Heights, Conemaugh Township, Conemaugh Valley. But West Shamokin joining the conference back in 2017. Of course, Marion Center, one of the original programs and schools to be a part of the Heritage Conference when it came to be in the year 2000 after the I don't want to say the collapse like it's the Berlin Wall, but the departure from the Appalachian Conference back in 1999. So it's a great. My point being is the Heritage Conference is great because, Brandon, you get rivalries. You know about the WPIAL, and a lot of times you don't get that because realignment will put teams in different sections time and time again. But the Heritage Conference, you face the same teams. You know you're going to face the same teams year after year after year. It's just a matter of what venue. And West Shamokin being where they are, the size of the school, it just makes for what could potentially be, for years to come, a great rivalry, and regardless of sport. And we've seen it a couple times. certain games between these two schools in the past few years, and I just think it's fitting that they're going to end the regular season here at Marion Center facing each other.
Yeah, Joe. The only school I recognize the name of that you said was West Shamokin. Of course, I went to Katanning, which no longer exists. So
You're a Riverhawk now, then.
I was a Wildcat, and don't. I guess if I'd root for a team in high school, I'd try to stay unbiased for this job, but I guess it would be the Riverhawks.
Well, here's the thing. I'm put in this very interesting position myself, being a Marion Center alum, but knowing so many people and covering West Shamokin athletics for the last, oh man, I'm going to date myself here again, since 2015-16 school year. So you do the math there. Always a soft, a soft spot in my heart for West Shamokin. Obviously, a soft spot in my heart for the green and gold. So a neat evening if you're me. Getting to cover these two teams in this venue, a place I've spent a lot of time in my younger years.
See, I don't even know any Riverhawks anymore. The last Riverhawk I knew was Jade Dudak. So I'm just neutral. I'm here for a good game. Is what I'm here for.
That was a random stream of consciousness there, but I appreciate what you're saying. We just got to get you to more games so you recognize more players.
This is how I stay neutral.
There you go.
We
All right.
no.
No.
Who are you?
Fair enough.
There are no shenanigans whatsoever whenever Joe and I are together.
As you can see, a bevy of Marion Center players
That's
out there.
a lot of captains.
And that's because it's senior night, and those would be the seniors for Marion Center. Number 2, number 7, number 79, number 50, 53, 70, 78, and 22. Brandon,
you want me to say the names? You were on such
how
a
about
roll.
I read them out? They're moving. We're never going to
such
see
a
the numbers
roll.
again.
Number 2 was Alex Stewart.
Yep, Alex Stewart leading
We
this
had-
Marion Center team in rushing, 82 yards a game.
We had Colby Hankinson.
Yep.
We had Austin Saxfield.
Let me just go down the list of seniors here.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yep.
With my poor eyes in the dark.
How about I help you finish it off?
Yeah, go for it.
McGinnis, Douglas, Gromley, and last but not least, Mantini for the Stingers. So they're
Nailed it.
Yep, their crew of seniors will trot off the field for West Shamokin. One of their seniors going to walk off the field. Unfortunately for him, one of my favorites. You don't try to pick favorites, but when you meet some respectful and nice young men and women doing this job, you remember it. And Lou Swartz, he will not be playing tonight. He is in full uniform though, and that's because Lou wants to have his final game here tonight be in uniform. He's not going to be wearing street clothes, and that's very Lou Swartz of him to do.
That is, I believe, as a former athlete, the correct decision. I was able to play my last soccer game, but if I couldn't, I would be on the sideline, suited up, and probably begging my coach to let me go in.
Yeah, and for Lou, I had a chance to speak with him earlier, and he's obviously feeling the blow of this and how much it hurts. But if those out there know anything about Lou Swartz's career, what he's been able to do, and just the attitude he's been able to impart on his teammates and the rest of West Shamokin athletics, Lou is the big thing. And you always say, leave it better than you found it. Lou Swartz has done just that, and he has no reason to hang his head here tonight, but instead be very proud of a career that has been memorable. Marion Center kicking off to start this game. Back to bring that one in was number 6 for the West Shamokin Wolves, Ezra Osterling, a senior of their own, and he is wrapped up and brought down at the 20-yard line. That's where the Wolves will begin the first drive of this game.
Well, Joe, I had the honor of watching Wolves, I don't know, about a month ago at Salzburg, where I had to climb a ladder into a press box roof and flip-flops.
Well, the flip-flops, that's all on you there. That's on
Listen,
you.
it was still nice weather. Still nice weather. We wear flip-flops in nice weather.
I'm a big flip-flop guy.
And it was an interesting game, to say the least. A lot of flags everywhere. I don't think it was particularly West Shamokin's fault, but just the refs like throwing them.
2 receivers split here. Direct snap back, and Marion Center getting great penetration there to stop the Wolves right around the line of scrimmage, maybe a hair behind it, bring up 2nd and 10. I believe that was Boer, maybe.
I thought it was Plavy, but I'm not going to say that my eyes are better than yours. They're definitely worse.
A beautiful view, as I said to start this, but we are a ways away being up here. Tight formation again, pretty much an identical formation.
They're moving.
Hard to see exactly. There's a player flanked to the right of the players. Just snap that, diving forward. Just
33.
Yeah, number 33 for the Wolves. That, of course, is. Sorry there, Brandon. Right there, it is Henry Clark, I believe. Yep.
Yeah, your list goes. Oh wait,
You have the same list.
I have an interesting format. All right, yeah, Henry Clark.
So they numbered the players on the far left.
Yeah, and then they put their jersey numbers on the right.
Yep. Here's a throw across, and that one's well behind the intended target, Ezra Osterling, and that will bring up 4th down for the Wolves. A good defensive stand there for Marion Center, who gave up just 3 yards, and only 20 seconds coming off the clock. All right, take that back. It's 10:40 left, so a minute and 20 seconds, in this first quarter, and the aforementioned Ezra Osterling will punt this one away back deep for the Stingers.
I'm going to have to trust you on the scoreboard because it's way out of my view.
Yeah, hard to see the numbers up here. That's the only bad part about this gorgeous view. That one's a little short. See if it gets a friendly roll. It does. Forward, the Wolves crosses the midfield line and will be touched right around the 49-yard line, and that's where Marion Center will begin their first offensive drive of this game, Brandon. Pretty good field position to start for Marion Center, and when you kick off to start a game, it's always a little bit of a boost if you can hold your opponent scoreless in that first drive and knowing you're going to get the ball to start the second half. So Marion Center, as far as I know, maybe a little more healthy as far as the personnel that's down for the Wolves tonight. Of course, Lou Swartz, Marion Center with an advantage there. And the early advantage, as I said, holding the Wolves to a 3-and-out on their first drive.
Shotgun formation, huh?
Yeah, thrown out wide. Good block there initially by the other wide receiver on the inside. The ball reaches number 2.
Stewart.
Yep. Alex Stewart, the senior, picks up a gain of 7.
It's a well-executed screen pass. Just if you're going to line up to stop the QB run, swing it out there.
The quarterback for the Stingers tonight, the sophomore Camden Rising. Of course, the head coach of the Stingers, Adam Rising, my former baseball coach here at Marion Center. A nice job there moving the pile for the Stingers. Those big guys up front able to help move things down to about the 35-yard line. Fresh set of downs for Marion Center. So 2 plays, 2 nice gains on those. And the Marion Center off to a nice start.
It's not 3-and-out. They forced a 3-and-out, had a short punt, and at this point, they have the advantage just on the field position.
2 receivers at the top of your screen. This one looks like a false start. Part of the line not moving there, part of it moving. Easy one for even us up here to see, and that will push the Stingers back now 5 yards. Ball is going to be placed at the 40-yard line, bring up 1st down and 15 for Marion Center. 9:25 left, first quarter. I was going to say West Shamokin, punted on a 4th and 7, and Marion Center's first play went for 7 yards. So they had more yards in their first play than West Shamokin was able to get in the entirety of that first drive. See what they do now, a little bit further behind the sticks. It's going to be handed off to their bleeding ball carrier, Alex Stewart. Stewart wrapped up and brought down behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to mark him down around the 42, so another loss, and it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 17, Brandon.
Yeah, we're doing great. Then I said that they were winning the field position battle, and then they were like, haha, bet.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too. A little momentum swing. Whenever you're able to force a penalty like they did there on 1st down, pushing back to a 1st and 15, and just the swings of emotion in a game like this. Rolling out is Rising. Rising is going to continue to roll, looking like he's going to throw in his run. Throws a dart, but a little bit outside the grasp of the intended receiver. Brandon, I believe that is number 11. It is indeed number 11. That was Landon Cook, the junior. So now a 3rd and very long, 3rd and 17 8:19 here left in the first quarter of play. So
Yeah, you say threw a dart. It's kind of like a lawn dart though. Went right down.
yeah, it's that's a tough throw right there, moving to your right, and the pace in which Rising was, and be able to let go of that one accurately. See what the Stingers have in store for this play. Man in motion. They're going to give it to the inside man. That's Stewart. Stewart's going to try to move the pile, but the Wolves up to the task. Ball, going to be marked down around the 39-yard line and bring up a 4th down and about 14 here, Brandon. So after that promising start, Marion Center kind of getting bit by the penalty bug, that first down penalty, making a 1st and 15. And after that, West Shamokin's defense kind of buckling down, I guess you could say, and as a result, looks like a quick switch here by Coach Adam Rising and the Stingers. They're going to put the punting unit back out there. I like that little move there. You kind of leave your opponent guessing, switching your units like they did there quickly.
I feel like I wouldn't be guessing too much. Like it's 4th and
yeah, but you switched all your personnel
15.
that quickly. I don't think I've seen that all year long.
If you want to go for it on 4th and 15, I'm saying how about it?
Well, that was a smart play there though for Marion Center to punt that, but a fair catch at the 5-yard line by number 4. That was Isaac Schreckengost. Schreckengost maybe could have gotten out of the way of that one, let it bounce into the end zone, Brandon, and have the ball at the 20-yard line instead of the 5. But
yeah, hey, he said we want to pad our stats. We want that extra 15 yards to run down the field.
So the Wolves, once again, they had started their first drive at the 20-yard line. This one's going to be at the 5, their own 5-yard line. 2 receivers split wide. At the top of your screen, Ezra Osterling, number 7. Ball snapped to Clark. Clark's going to truck forward, get past the 10-yard line, and be brought down around the 11-yard line. A nice gain on 1st down for West Shamokin. That's a player for the Wolves here that, as weeks have gone on, he's looked more and more impressive as number 33, Henry Clark, the junior, 5'8", 170. Osterling now, the receiver at the bottom of your screen, tighter to the formation. West Shamokin, for those that know, and to bring it full circle with your Katanning comments there earlier, Brandon, again, Clark going to carry this one out past the 15-yard line. That's where he's going to be marked down. But Coach John McCullough, of course, a disciple of the great Harry Beckwith, a name that many people in Katanning, of course, know. And, that the philosophy there, wing T offense, tough defense. And that's what West Shamokin had been for quite some time under Coach John McCullough. And then for those that have followed West Shamokin football the last couple of years, Bo Swartz, the brother of Lou, with that great arm of his, became guess too good for John McCullough to ignore, and West Shamokin opened up the playbook a little bit during Bo's time at quarterback, and that's going to be an encroachment there, I believe, by Stewart on that far end by Marion Center, and that's going to be another penalty here against the Stingers. But to wrap up what I was saying, so far we've seen a lot of the Harry Beckwith style of football here, Brandon, where they want to run the ball right up the gut and win the battle in the trenches, and that's how they want to kind of find their way to victory.
That's a lot of what I see in high school. A lot of just try and run the ball up the gut. A lot of QB keepers. A lot of well, this is a unique shift that I've seen so far. They weren't doing this back in Salzburg.
Of course, I believe in that game you had the Lou Swartz at your disposal. Did West Shamokin as Clark's going to bring.
I made many comments on how I'm a very large guy and Lou is bigger than me.
Yeah, Lou is a large young man. Yes, he is, and that's going to move the sticks for West Shamokin. So, moving the ball well here on this drive have the Wolves. Very different story than the first drive, the 3 and out, in which they only gained a total of 3 yards, Brandon. Yeah, talking about 90 different things. Yeah, they are indeed. But you're going to see some different wrinkles again with Lou out. And, I did the Conemaugh Valley West Shamokin game, and Lou didn't play the second half of that one. And the offense, just the playbook in general, seemed much different with Lou out of the game. And a wall of Stingers waiting there for the ball carrier. I believe once again it was Henry Clark.
So Joe, for stingers, we talking like a stingray or like a bee?
Well, it's funny you bring that up. You said a funny thing there. So Marion Center is one of the rare teams in the Heritage. As far as I still know, I'm not sure. There might have been some new school or schools to adopt swim teams, but Marion Center swim team are the Stingrays. My sister was a Stingray. Um, but all the other land sports, I guess you could say, are stingers, and I just assume it's just the stinger itself. You're not the bee. You're just the weapon.
Yep.
That one's on the
Got
ground.
fumble, I
That's
think.
loose ball, and
Center
Marion
got it.
Center,
Yep.
they're all pointing towards their end. It was about a 50-50 ball there, but somehow they're going to say Henry Clark was able to gather that one. Man, oh man, that one looked like it was going Marion Center's way.
I was
But
gonna say it did not look like a West Shamokin recovery, but we are also a mile away from the field.
yeah, so wow, you have to wonder there because of course their backs kind of blocked what we were able to see, and of course we're pretty far away. But you have to think that maybe Henry Clark was able to wrestle that one away on the ground, Brandon, because that Marion Center player didn't catch his number, seemed to have an advantage in terms of distance to the football,
Yeah, yeah.
and Clark had to change directions quickly. Here's Boer, he's going to drop back to throw. He's going to tuck it and run. Somebody gets a hand on him behind and prevents him from getting much further. Nice play there by the big man for the Stingers. Looks like number 75 that was for the green and gold.
My 75 is crossed out.
Well, because that, I guess maybe that's Isaac Besa. We were told he might be wearing 23 tonight. But I'm going to assume that's him. Now, West Shamokin, after, again, a kind of a promising start to that drive, will be forced to punt. Osterling, great leg of his. Line drive. One hop brought in by Stewart. Stewart's met by the first man there, number 53 for the Wolves. Dilbert Rankin, the senior, playing in his final game here in the silver and black. Able to wrap up Stewart. And that's where Marion Center will again start with the football at the 48-yard line. I want to take an opportunity to thank one of our great sponsors, and that's, of course, Carson Boyer Funeral Home and Monuments. Certainly tough times in life, caring and compassion, and people that know what they're doing and how to do it correctly is important. And the caring professionals at Carson Boyer Funeral Home are just that. Funeral director Brian Myers, just one of the best in the community. He understands what we do here and the impact broadcasting these games can do, and we certainly appreciate his support along with the rest of the Carson Boyer Funeral Home staff. First carry there by the Stingers. Didn't catch the number there, Brandon.
I believe it was Stewart.
Stewart, of course, as I mentioned there a moment ago, the leading ball carrier for these Stingers with 82 yards per game. We'll say about a 4-yard game there, Brandon.
Yeah, so that's fair.
This one's going to be kept by the quarterback, Rising. I believe that's that's Rising. He's going to do it on the sideline out, and he stays in bounds. Looked like he's maybe going to duck out of bounds. Instead, stays in, brings the contact to the West Shamokin player, and is brought out of bounds around the 15-yard line. The tackler for West Shamokin was Hunter Wingert, but a big gainer there. A nice play design by the Stingers and a great run by Rising.
I'd like to apologize for the camera work real quick. It's I'm not used to this camera yet, and my view of the camera keeps getting obscured.
I'm sorry?
So I'm not used to the camera yet, and my view of the camera keeps getting obscured. It's hard to keep up sometimes.
Yeah, is there any way we could have this full screen by chance there, Mr. Kinter? Oh, a nice move there by Stewart. A little juke and a cut back to the middle. A very nice run there by Stewart. Only a 4-yard gain, Brandon, but very nice move there by Stewart to head outside, cut it back in, and pick up 4 yards. He's got some nice moves, does the Stingers' leading ball carrier, Alex Stewart.
4 yards doesn't sound impressive, but if you take it 4 yards every play, you're going to score a touchdown every time.
That's an average anybody would take. This is a quick handoff to the up man. That looked like number Besa. So Besa is wearing number 23. So 75, still don't know who that is because, again, we don't have that number on the roster here. So apologies to that young man, fellow Stinger.
I trust he's a good kid.
I trust he is too.
That's going to be my analysis for Smith's number.
I'm going to trust he's trustworthy. He's a good friend.
Yeah, yeah,
Conscious of others' feelings.
yeah.
Yep. There's a quick
Ooh,
handoff to Stewart. Kind of hurdles one guy, drags the pile. Stewart, impressive on these
a
last few
really
carries.
nice carry.
Yeah, he looked like he hurdled a man and kind of got out of an arm tackle there and just showing some strength in those legs does Alex Stewart, and the ball down to the 1 yard line, or about they're going to mark it at 2. Hand off to the front man, and that's going to be up and in. That is number 2, Alex Stewart, putting the Stingers on the board, and they're up 6-0 here with 1:04 left in the first quarter.
He got that close, and he said, "You know what? Did you see how close that was? Give me my dues."
And credit to the Stingers offense here. You're seeing a lot of misdirections and a lot of guys that could possibly be receiving those handoffs. You'll see guys going outside, guys cutting inside. And so you have to make the defense guess, and that's what the Stingers are able to do here, Brandon. And they're disguising it well. And that's what I think a lot of their success on this drive was due in part to.
Stewart, after scoring the field goal, comes in to block for the field goal. Or after scoring the touchdown, comes in to block for the field goal.
That's a football player right there, Brandon. But the extra point up and good, as you mentioned, and the Marion Center Stingers out to a 7-0 lead. That was number 14, Brandon. Just to give that young man credit, Josh Trout.
Trout.
Yep.
Trout. The refs are discussing something.
Aren't refs always discussing something, Brandon?
Yeah, I mean, they want to make sure that their gambling odds are good and want to
asking what they're doing this weekend and things of the sort, making plans possibly if they are in fact friends outside of the
we gotta
profession.
We gotta make sure the spread gets hit.
Yep.
I'm referring to all the controversy in the NFL.
Yeah. That's part of the reason why I love high school sports like I do. And obviously, I believe they're such a positive for the lives of young men and women that play them, but also too, it's real, it's sincere, that they're playing for the love of the game and
played back in the day, can confirm.
And that young man who's heading out in the middle of the field for Marion Center, Alex Stewart, had a really impressive drive there, running the football. You can tell he loves the sport, and
there we go, that's better. Thank you.
Also, like you said, he was tasked with blocking on that extra point. Now he's going to be the place kicker here to boot it away to the Wolves, who trail 7-0. We're going to update that score for you here. 1 second.
Down a little.
Again, thank you for tuning in here to High Top Sports Network. Great to be with you on this beautiful night to end the regular season in Marion Center, Pennsylvania. And missing a man, and then second guy to him, able to wrap him up and bring him down, was number 6 for West Shamokin. That, of course, Brandon, Hunter Wingart, the sophomore. Some youth on this West Shamokin team, and, of course, we know anybody who watches West Shamokin knows that heavy doses of Lou Swartz tend to yield positive results for them. And, of course, without him today or this evening, it's going to be a tall task for West Shamokin.
I mean, whenever you're a high school team trying to tackle a guy bigger than me.
Some of the broken tackles, and we joke in High Top, back at the High Top headquarters, when there was more to those High Top headquarters, that Lou has to be probably leading the state in broken tackles. Just a bevy of them in every game, it seems. Here's a quick throw. Boer floats that one. Plenty of time for Marion Center's defensive back, who was covering Ezra Osterling, to get over on that one. Just kind of an errant throw there by Boer.
And Lou can't drink the same water I drink, so his is all muscle.
Oh, absolutely. And we talk about, you can see Lou there across the field kind of by himself, but in uniform. I call it the Lou Swartz effect. And you saw a lot of guys get dedicated to their work in the weight room over these last couple years at West Shamokin. Not even just in football. We saw it with guys that played other sports, other athletes that maybe played a different sport with Lou or were friends with Lou, and saw what he was able to do and saw the benefits of it. And imparting that on his teammates and fellow student athletes looks like a chance outside there by West Shamokin ball carrier Henry Clark, but closing in quickly was that Marion Center defense. You thought for a split second there, Brandon, he had a chance to get outside, but that space closing quickly by several Stingers, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 12 with 24 or 23 seconds left here in quarter number 1.
Still try and comprehend how it's just a stinger.
I mean, it's like, yeah, I agree with you. I'm not debating that it's kind of different. It's like being the ninjas, but you're just the nunchuck, or you're just the
star.
The star, right? Exactly. Or you're the Ninja Turtles, but you're just the bow staff.
Yeah.
You see what I mean here?
It's my favorite turtle.
Mine too.
Nice.
And this one's gonna be whistled dead. Timeout by West Shamokin. His offensive coordinator Phil Parks makes his way out there to have a word with his offense, and while he has a word with his offense, I am going to
have a word with our offense.
Yeah, have a word with our offense, which is you fine folks out there. And again, being that it is the last regular season game of, or at least in this broadcast, we have 2 other games going on here tonight. Of course, Kiski area and Armstrong, another kind of budding rivalry, neighborly rivalry. Those 2 teams are facing off in Vandergrift tonight. Technically, it's a Leechburg address, if you didn't know that, Brandon. Those 2 teams are playing, and then a really good game at Deer Lakes tonight. Between the Freeport Yellow Jackets, that's an actual B.
Yeah.
And the Deer Lakes Lancers, West Shamokin, Freeport with a victory would clinch a playoff spot. And
I had a stretcher prepared for me once on Deer Lakes.
Really?
Yep. Didn't need it, but they were preparing it for me. I took a knee to the chest, full speed, and they thought I was dead.
That doesn't sound pleasant.
It wasn't. It left a nice bruise for like a week.
While we wanted to do there, we want to thank one of our great sponsors, and this has been one of our day ones. That's Schulteis Roofing Incorporated. Schulteis Roofing Incorporated has been installing commercial low-sloped and sloped roofing systems for over 23 years and has evolved to become one of the most experienced roofing contractors in the state of Pennsylvania. Make sure you give them a call today to get a quote. Again, no distance too far as Boer's going to throw a wobbler downfield, and that one's picked off by the Stingers. Coming back to it, and suddenly Ezra Osterling had to play kind of defensive back there, but still brought in by the Marion Center player there.
14.
Number 14. A great job of staying with the football there.
Josh Traup.
Yep, Traup. We called his name earlier, and just came up with a big turnover there as a wobbler thrown up there by Boer. But, here's the thing about Ezra Osterling. He's really evolved into a threat. He's got that good size, great athleticism, and sometimes you got to give him some of those kind of 50-50 balls just based on the matchups that you may see. And that time just a little too short, closer to the Marion Center defender. And Traup doing a good job, doing a good job of keeping Traup. What did I say? No.
Traup, right?
Traup, yep.
Traup.
Yep, Traup.
Yep. I don't have a problem with that interception, getting back to the game. He threw it downfield. It's 3rd down. You got to get past the markers. It's better than a dump off, in my opinion. It's better than a run up the middle.
If anything, you got to maybe throw that ball sooner to let Ezra have a chance to maybe camp under that one instead of having him suddenly have to kind of go from playing offense to defense, as you kind of saw there.
Yeah.
But again, Traup getting good position on him and preventing that.
I'm just saying I like it better than what I call like a let's get lucky play.
I agree. Yeah, I think just throw that ball sooner, if anything, to give Ezra maybe a better chance. Because like I said there a moment ago, he comes down with a lot of those 50-50 balls. That athleticism of his, he's obviously, for those that know, a great, terrific, one of the best male volleyball players in the state of Pennsylvania. And,
6'1".
Yep, and that leaping ability, certainly a part of his arsenal because of what he does and how much volleyball he plays. And
about 98 on Madden.
Yep, about a 98 jumping on Madden indeed. But again, that one just too short that even his athleticism couldn't compensate for the underthrow. And as a result,
unless he wanted pass interference.
But that was the end of the first quarter as well. First play of the second quarter here in Marion Center, Pennsylvania. A well-disguised play there, thrown downfield, a bomb, but just too close to the middle of the field, and Rising takes a big hit there at the end of that play. Again, Brandon, you saw it once more. Marion Center able to really disguise that one well. The fake handoff got some of the Stingers Wolves to follow that man. Rising kept the football, disguised it well, hit it behind himself. But then once the Wolves did notice that he had it and he released that football, he was hit hard, and now he's down on the sideline, writhing in pain, and hope that
Does not look good.
young man is okay.
Did get off the field on his own.
But man, oh man, that right leg of his is what's being looked at right now. So backup quarterback in now for this.
Got a first down for Marion Center. Moving the ball into Wolves territory in the 40-yard line. Coming up under center. Going to hand the ball off up the middle. Gain about 2. Second down, about 8 to go.
Sorry about, I'm not on. Sorry about that, Brandon. I'm still very quiet. I don't know how. I'm holding it right to my mouth just to hear you, or for you to hear me.
I hear you.
Barely.
Got end around.
Jeez.
To number 11. It's Landon Cook with the end around, picking up a couple there.
So Marion Center, after that interception, now moving from left to right, Brandon.
Yes.
10:39 left, second quarter. I want to say that interception was at the absolute conclusion of that first quarter, because I think the very next play they were going from left to right, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. It's 3rd down and 5.
I got you. I'm good now. So West Shamokin already down 7-0 here. Big spot in this early portion of the game. That one thrown high and brought in. A nice job there by the receiver to kind of reach up and grab that one.
That was a rough drop back. Ran into his own players, Joe. And they're coming off the field for an injury timeout. Got it.
How about you let me control this? Stuff like that. We could have ran a commercial there, but so the West Shamokin player helped to the sideline there. We're gonna run a commercial for you, but not enough time. But instead of that, we're gonna thank one of our sponsors, as I double my phone as a scoreboard and a device to read live reads. Phoenix Physical Therapy, the sponsor we'd like to thank here. They'll be sponsoring the upcoming halftime show. Life is all about motion, so orthopedic injuries are just a part of life. Phoenix Physical Therapy in Laurel Valley and Katanning will help you recover, recharge, and rise to new heights after an injury by creating a program focused on you. The only choice whenever you're trying to recover from your injury, Phoenix Physical Therapy in Laurel Valley. False start by the Stingers. What are you doing? Why are you slamming? So the mentioned Rising is still out of this game for Marion Center. The starting quarterback in for him is number 24. That's Trent Slavinsky, a freshman. Just handed off to Alex Stewart, who gets a big run there. Stewart having an excellent first half here so far for the Stingers, Brandon.
You know, it's very much if it's not broke, don't fix it.
So a second down, 7 to go. 9:27 left for the Stingers here in this second quarter. Quick handoff to Stewart. Stewart cuts it back inside and met by a few Wolves there right in the middle of it for West Shamokin was number 73, I believe, along with, do you see another number in there, Brandon?
53 as well.
That 73, of course, is Connor Gervasoni, and 53, Dilbert Rankin. And, Gervasoni is a player that's really impressed me this year for West Shamokin. He had a big game in that Conemaugh Valley contest that I was fortunate enough to see.
And Rankin there had a good play, too. He tried getting his hand in there to rip the ball out. Good play by Stewart holding on to it.
Yeah, we're talking about Rankin. He's one of those seniors, knowing that this is the final time he'll wear that West Shamokin uniform on the gridiron. So probably attitude of leaving it all out on the field. We've called his name a couple times. That, of course, Dilbert Rankin. Carry there by the Stingers. Leaves them about 1.5 yards short of the first down. It'll be a 4th, and they're going to say 2 here, Brandon. So
yeah, I think you go for it here. You already got the lead. Might as well try to pile it on,
I would agree. And the way that Stewart's been running the football for Marion Center, who's going to get it right here, and he's going to get a first down, but hit hard. And kind of could have guessed that one from a mile away, Brandon. Give that ball to Stewart and let him do what he's done here so far. And that's move the pile, and as a result, in this case, move the sticks. Fresh set of downs for the Stingers. Ball at the 12-yard line. 7:50 left here in the first half.
It's one of those things. You're going to run it down their throat till they figure out how to stop it. Stewart's on fire. Give him the rock.
Under center this time for once in a while. On the end around carry, and in for 6 is number 11 for the Stingers.
Landon Cook.
Landon Cook finding pay dirt for the Stingers, who now take a 13-0 lead.
That was a pretty tricky play because I could not see where the ball was until you were like, he's in the end zone. I was like, oh.
Yeah, and that's what Marion Center all night has just been excellent at play design. Not a lot of misdirections, a lot of guys moving at the same time, and just really causing the West Shamokin defense fits. And that time it was Cook. Oh, but a penalty.
Got to move that kicker back.
Or
is that just play?
That might, well, there's 13 still showing on the scoreboard.
I can't see the scoreboard. I got to trust you here.
Yep, they're going to say it is. Yep, that's going to be what we can only assume is a 2-point conversion here now for the Stingers. Ball placed at the 21-yard line, 22-yard line, Brandon. So
yeah,
this is the first time you've seen a
Cook looks upset down there. We have more whistles. Timeout.
Timeout by the Stingers.
Hey, you know what? That's probably a smart timeout. Whenever you have a player throwing your arm up and down.
Do you want to waste that timeout on a 2-point conversion, though, is my question.
I mean, you have the lead. You might, we have 7.5 minutes left in the half. Was that their second timeout?
I do believe so. I think the Stingers burnt one there in that first quarter. If I can see down there, timeouts remaining for the visitor, 2. And as it stands right now, Brandon, it says Marion Center still has 2 in their pocket.
If it's their first timeout, then definitely, burn one right there.
Yeah, I agree. 7:33 left here. And
if it's the second one, I'm questioning it a little bit.
Not to mention, West Shamokin and that kicking game of theirs, of course, as for Osterling, almost automatic on those extra points. So even a point, like you said, in a crucial position like this could cost you later in the game. So I agree with you there. I guess I was kind of under the impression that they would have been down to just one timeout, and not to mention that's a really tough, the percentage of conversion here on a ball spotted at the 22-yard line like it is. Appreciate Marion Center's coaching staff here. Awesome. Been very helpful to us here. Just to give a shout out to the young man who we missed earlier at number 75, Austin McKendrick, making his presence felt for the Stingers here tonight. That is who's wearing number 75.
Got a bit of a breeze now. Maybe that's why they're not kicking. Windy up here on the hilltop.
Yeah, it's always windy up here, seemingly. A run outside. Stewart runs over a tackler, and he's going to get in. That timeout does pay off, Brandon, for the Stingers. What a run by Stewart. But a flag, I believe, on the play. Wow.
I do see a big yellow down on the field.
Yep, that is indeed laundry, not the it's hard to tell with Marion Center's pants being that shade of yellow that they are, but what a run by Stewart, trucking a defender on his way for what was a 22-yard run.
I think he ran right out of his pants.
Yeah,
so
and
fast.
And there for a second, he was justifying your, the logic that you imparted there. That if you can somehow convert that, that makes that timeout that much more justified.
Now we're questioning it, but like I said, whenever you have a player down the field throwing your arms up and down, like it's never a good sight. You might as well get them off, calm them down. But like hindsight's 2020. It would have been good. Now we're questioning it.
Yeah, I don't think you expect your team to commit consecutive penalties on an extra point, or in this case, 2-point conversion opportunity. Coach Rising probably going to be furious with his guys, I would imagine, after this one, now that they're having to go for a 2-point conversion. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They took those points off the board.
Oh, so
this is
just have a...
Yeah, this is a 1st and 10. It says 1st and 10, but it's a first down, Brandon. So scratch that. Take those points off the scoreboard. It's 7-0 still. That was a touchdown that was waved off. That wasn't a 2-point conversion, and that's why that timeout means that much more, Brandon.
Okay.
It's just that it took a while for the scoreboard to reset here at Marion Center, because it now reads 7-0 instead of 13-0 like it had there for a while.
It makes so much more sense whenever you explain what I can't see through this nice brick wall.
Indeed. And the fact that 13 stayed up for quite some time, but nonetheless, Marion Center now a 2nd and 23. Stewart's going to keep this one. He's hit, but still, again, somehow manages to keep that pile moving forward. Does Alex Stewart, brought down around the 21-yard line to make a about, let's say, Brandon, third down and about 17?
Give or take.
Another nice run, though, by Stewart.
Third and a lot.
We talked earlier about the ability of Lou Swartz to break tackles and make you pay if you try arm tackling. Well, it doesn't matter what part of Stewart you hit.
Alex Stewart, only 5'8", 180, but got that low center of gravity, and that means a lot.
That, too, and the strong legs. And that certainly having a part in his success. And he's been fun to watch here so far as the wind kind of picks up and blows right here towards the press box area. Thrown across the middle, open was the intended target, but looks like a late hit by the Wolves. It's going to be, I believe, number 53, who decided to send the quarterback Slavinsky to the ground late.
Rankin.
Yep, Dilbert Rankin. So a lot of penalties on this drive, Brandon.
Yeah.
A lot of confusion as a result, and that's going to help Marion Center make up some of this yardage.
So we have another third down, but we moved it up. Looking like a 3rd and 10 for Marion Center coming up. So another chance to get into the end zone.
Sorry, our scoreboard's still reading 13. I'll take that off the board now. We were confused. It read that for a while, Brandon, and we were convinced that was a 2-point conversion, so I apologize for that. But
well, you know what happened, Joe. You know what happened. We went right back into the simulation.
Yep. That, for those that don't know, Brandon and I, we saw an extra point hit the
upright.
Well, no, the upright would be like it hit like the middle.
Yeah.
And it
bounced backwards.
It bounced backwards somehow after going across. We saw this was at a Freeport Knock game, if I'm not mistaken.
I do believe, yes.
At Knock, and the ball went through. The referees put their hands up, but the ball came backwards somehow. And there's a big tackle on the outside by the Wolves, number 50. Nice job there of, again, textbook tackling by number 50 for West Shamokin. Again, this roster.
Isaac Slay.
Isaac Slay, indeed.
But, yeah, it came backwards. It was clearly not good to me and Joe, but they called it good.
Yeah, I urge. We have a blooper reel on our website. I believe it's still at the top of the video section of our video section on the website, and it deceived the eyes. Marion Center now, handoff up the middle, moving the legs and moving that pile forward. It's going to be short of the first down, but think about this, Brandon. It was a first down, and something like, what are we saying, Brandon? The ball was at the 40-yard line. The sticks were at the 10. So it was a first and goal, basically, for Marion Center from the 40. And now they have a 3rd and 4. So it's just short of being a first and goal. They need to.
It was 1st and 39 or something like that.
A wide open hole, and a stinger takes that into the end zone. Number 23 this time for Marion Center. That, of course.
Oh, that's Isaac Basa.
Besa. Yep.
Basa.
Yep, Besa into the end zone for the Stingers. So, Marion Center, good blocking there. The parting of the Red Sea as it opened up. And Besa was able to find his way through and into the end zone. Now it is 13-0. Now it's 14-0 after the extra point. Good by the Stingers, who, man, oh man, Brandon, they had a first and what was basically a 1st and 35, and were somehow still able to find pay dirt and make it a 14-0 lead here with 5:13 left. So we're going to take a quick break here on High Top Sports Network. We'll be back with the remainder of the first half here from Marion Center, Pennsylvania. We'll see you.
Steffi's Country Catering prepares home-style made-from-scratch dishes that will have you convinced Mom made it. Whatever the occasion, Steffi's Country Catering will have you coming back for every event year-round. Find us on Facebook to place an order or to see our Sunday specials, or call 724-54-85047.
And welcome back to High Top Sports Network, the hometown of yours truly, and the man to my left, Flint Kinner on the boards, Brandon Schreckengoss to my right. Great to be here in the windy Marion Center, PA, Brandon, as our papers
losing everything.
You know, it's funny. I ran track, and we would always joke that coming down that far straightaway, the wind would just hit you in the face, and it made what was running that much harder. Marion Center, good kick there, brought out on that kickoff. I believe it was number 6 once again. Pretty much the lone kick returner so far in this game for West Shamokin. That was, excuse me, papers blowing everywhere.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to get it under control.
No, you're doing, you're helping me. The wind not so much, but just to wrap that was number 6, Hunter Wingert. So West Shamokin will start with the football. Best field position, I feel like, of the day to start a drive, Brandon, here at the 35-yard line.
I do believe you're right.
First drive, as we know, started at the 20. The next one started at the 5. And so this is must feel like a ton of breathing room for the Wolves. Boer, throw outside, brought in by Osterling using those good hands of his right around the 40-yard line, but they're not going to say that was incomplete. Tough play there because he was hit right as he brought that one in, and referee right on top of it there saying that didn't complete the catch. So 2nd down and 10, 5:01 left, quarter number 2.
You know, what is a catch, Joe?
This is a very existential view on it. So a 2nd down, 10 to go. Breeze really picking up here now on top of the hill here.
Them leaves falling. I think that's leaves.
Great to see a grass field, too. This is a little end-around play, number 4 for the Wolves, and a horse collar. That flag came in immediately. The referee all over it. The ball carrier, Isaac Schreckengoss, brought down by the collar of his jersey, and the referee standing right there as the play was moving towards it. Easy call for him, and another penalty. More laundry on the field here in the second quarter that's been just absolutely polluted by it, Brandon, as this wind is just
Isaac Schreckengoss, no relation, but he does spell it the correct way.
the correct way. Okay, you're a Schreckengost.
That's right.
How many different spellings do you know of in Armstrong? Because I went to school with people of that name, but as I can say now, Armstrong County a lot more Schreckengost.
I know about 4 different ways to spell it.
4.
Yeah.
And what makes yours the correct way?
It's the one I use.
We a lot of Schreckengost ties here on the High Top Sports Network family. Of course, Josh Schreckengost calling that Armstrong-Kiski game there. We'll try to give you some scores from around the Heritage Conference here as well.
Josh Schreckengost does not spell it the right way.
He does not?
Nope, he has an extra K.
S-H-R-E-C-K?
Does his go straight into the H? Oh, it's very wrong then.
Yep.
I thought his was S-C-H-R-E-C-K.
Nope, S-H-R-E-C-K. E-N-G-O-S-T.
It hurts.
I've had to spell it a time or two, being working with him so much. I have the odd spelling of roads, though, that random A thrown in there.
You're like is that similar to Rhode Island or?
That would be
R-H-O-D-E.
R-H-O-D-E.
Yeah, you have an A in yours.
Correct. And more often than not, I see that spelling for roads just with an S there.
I
As
think that's
whistles
how I've
blow
always spelled it.
without the A.
Yeah, yep,
Well, thanks a lot.
no problem.
Even though we've known each other and been friends for quite some time.
I mean, to be fair, I need to type in J-O and your name comes up.
But think about Snapchat where, you see my name visibly right there.
I read what you tell me.
I'm glad you're paying attention to me then. Not just, but totally oblivious about how my name is spelled.
I never said I was good at spelling names, all right? Man of many talents, most of them identifying ghosts and phasmophobia.
There you have it. West Shamokin, a false start there, move them back. Handoff to Clark. Clark's going to get a nice little gap, cuts it to the middle, stutter step, and brought down around the 43-yard line. Nice run there by Henry Clark.
That might have been their best play of the day.
Absolutely was. A big gain there by the Wolves. Just still short of the sticks, so they'll have a third down upcoming here. Fourth down, excuse me. Good.
Going to the sticks.
Yep, 4th and 3. So what will the Wolves do? I feel like you're down 14-0. There's only 3:45 left here in this quarter.
You got to go for it.
Yeah, and then you would be giving Marion Center the ball in West Shamokin territory. See if they just maybe let this clock run out and take a delay of game.
They're trying to draw him off sides.
Low snap. Clark gets it. He's going to try to motor forward, but a great tackle there by the guy on the ground. Who is that?
75.
Number 75. We mentioned him earlier, and we got his name and number now.
You had the roster with his name.
Yep. I'm sorry about that. I almost yanked your headset out of the getting so excited up here.
Over.
Austin McKendrick, a great tackle there, Brandon. He made that from the ground, and it looked like Clark might have had a chance had he had not run into McKendrick, who made one heck of a tackle. We'll talk about the upper body strength there, Brandon. Sorry, everything's just flying around. But I'm either knocking it around or the wind is here up in high on the hill here in Marion Center.
Austin McKendrick?
That is indeed.
I'm just adding it to my roster real quick.
Man, that was a very impressive arm tackle there by the Stingers big guy up front.
I had to bend over for a pen, and I did leg day yesterday, so.
that explains that look on your face.
Just died a little.
Oh, a nice move again by Stewart, able to kind of use that open arm to move a potential West Shamokin tackler past him. Gain of about 4. Marion Center trying to add on here in this first half. 3:05 left. Ball at the 40-yard line exactly. 2nd down and 6. Stewart having a heck of a game here. He's been impressive and fun to watch. Kind of that mixture of speed and strength.
I'd like to put him on my Madden team.
Yeah, definitely looks like a guy probably catch the ball out of the backfield real well for you. You know, kind of.
Do it all back. Faking it to him and keeping it.
Keeper here by Slavinsky. He's going to have a stutter step, wait for that block, but a great job by West Shamokin's Ezra Osterling to get off that block and tackle Slavinsky, or maybe he's going the whole way in for 6 there. Heads up play, though, give credit to the young quarterback for Marion Center, who probably didn't expect to be thrust in that position, but due to the injury to the Stingers starting quarterback, Camden Rising, he has been thrust into it.
That's good. Good heads-up play calling. You've had Stewart running all over them. Let's fake it to him and get a hole for somebody else.
24. That's a number I wore, and so I'm very partial to it and like seeing it in that green and yellow. But you don't see quarterbacks with that number too often, Brandon. So it looks a little funny when he's back there.
What's funnier than 24?
What's that?
25, which is the number I wore in high school.
And a Wolves player down.
It's also a SpongeBob reference.
So we're going to take a quick break here on High Top Sports Network. For Brandon, Shrek, and Goss, my name is Joe Rhodes. We'll see you in a bit. And welcome back to High Top Sports Network. After the injury timeout, West Shamokin player, I believe that was number 73, if I'm not mistaken.
Connor Gervasoni.
Gervasoni, yep, mentioned that young man. Gervasoni having a really great year up front for this West Shamokin team. And glad to see he was able to walk off because he was not moving there momentarily for a period of time and probably just kind of catching his breath. Might have had the wind knocked out of him, not sure, but certainly one of those players for West Shamokin that has stood out this year, among others. Snap, Slavinsky back, throws this one across, right on the numbers. There's Stewart. Stewart's going to spin past the first tackler, and he gets in for another Marion Center touchdown. Alex Stewart spins around the West Shamokin secondary and gets into the end zone with 1:50 left here in quarter number 2. Marion Center, another impressive drive, and give credit to the young quarterback, Slavinsky, helping guide Marion Center to this touchdown. And it should be noted, Brandon, too, they're going to Brandon being attacked by one of the more stranger-looking bugs I've seen. Brandon, you can just do this. There we go.
I'm a friendly man. You're the killer.
I didn't do anything. I want PETA on my case up here, but give credit to that young man wearing the right jersey number. That, of course, Trent Slavinsky, the freshman, 5'10", 160. Able to guide the Stingers to another touchdown here. Lead now 20 to nothing.
I heard something about 5 yards.
The Stingers rolling.
I believe that was good.
Yep. That will make it a 21-0 Marion Center advantage here in quarter number 2. While we have a chance, again, we're so grateful, and big thank you and a shout out to all of our sponsors, not just for their contributions to help us do what we do tonight in this conclusion of the regular season here on High Top Sports Network. But all season long, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of dedication, a lot of sleepless nights, Brandon. Many, I know you know that High Top kind of encountered a little bit of a tragedy last Sunday when our office space, our garage, our storage space, a lot of things to us. Hangout area as well. We had a pool table in there and a TV to watch games together, as we often did, Brandon, and watch football games and things of the sort. Burnt down. We encountered some pretty horrible losses. We lost our pets. We lost some really important valuables personally that can't be bought or repaired or duplicated, I guess you could say as well. And
Some memorabilia, I guess
yep.
you would phrase it.
Yeah, Marion Center garb that I had, some really special stuff from my high school days, and we lost that along with some equipment. And again, two other members of the high top team, Scrappy and Cruz, our cats. But wanted to make a point to thank a lot of people out there that generally just right now, and you know who you are, who have reached out to us and let us know that you were thinking about us, and it means everything to know that you're being thought of at times like that. And we appreciate you guys so much. And many of those people reaching out to me, Brandon, were sponsors. And that just shows you that the relationship's real. It's not just a matter of business. It's a real relationship. And it meant everything to me. It meant a lot to Josh, who also encountered some loss there with me on that day, as all of us did on the high top team. And just want to say thanks again to everybody that made it a point to see how we're doing. And we're trekking along. If you ain't, we have a belief that the world doesn't stop and wait for you to pick yourself up and dust yourself off. You gotta do it as quickly as possible. And we did the Heritage Conference Volleyball Championships a couple nights ago, and did a couple non-sports related stuff with the commissioners' debates in Armstrong County, all on the same night. And here we are with 3 games on a Friday night, and couldn't be more proud of our guys for how we've done this. First play here outside, and first kind of screen we've seen outside to Ezra Osterling. Got to get him involved, because certainly he's probably your biggest weapon, with Lou Swartz being sidelined.
Yeah, I think with the score being 21-0, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I can't see. I'm looking at your phone. 21-0. You guys start putting that ball in the air a little bit. You guys start taking some chances.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it kind of goes back to your point there earlier on. Whenever you saw Boer make that deep throw in that 3rd and long, you got to take risk here at this point, which could be further damaging. That one knocked down, but Osterling able to, or get tipped rather. Osterling somehow gets it around the 50-yard line. They're going to say, keep the clock rolling, as he went out of bounds, maybe on his own power, they're going to say, even though it sure looked like he was pushed out. Offsetting penalties here, I believe. The stoppages, and thus the flags that have come with them, Brandon, are piling up now.
Yeah, you don't want me to go on my flag rant. You remember my flag rant?
I don't remember your flag rant. Please.
Oh, you so heard it.
What
It was during that Salzburg game.
I was in and out of that
Whenever
game.
I start yelling flag a lot, and
I didn't. I must have missed that.
it was like 2 minutes before halftime. Go back and watch it sometime.
Not sure there. The referee speaking to.
We're
That's actually going to
we're
go against
moving.
the Wolves. Maybe personal foul. That's what I thought it was. There was a play on the far side, happened right in front of the West Shamokin sideline there, where a little bit of extracurricular late push, I guess. It didn't look really vicious, but nonetheless, the referees thought so, and that moves the Wolves back. And that's not what they needed here with 1:07 left and a couple decent chunk plays by Ezra Osterling.
And they haven't had. They've had one big play.
Yeah, and they had a 3rd and 5 before that. So moving the wrong way and for the wrong reasons are the Wolves. Here's a handoff to Clark up the middle, able to get wrapped up by a young man who's really making his presence felt once again, Austin McKendrick, and then finished off by another stinger. But McKendrick, for a big kid, he can cover some ground.
They're gonna punt.
And
They handed the ball off, and they're gonna punt. That kills me, Joe. I just want to let you know.
yeah, and we have a whistle here. I think
We have a time.
I believe so. So that's going to give us a moment here to take a timeout on High Top Sports Network. We'll be back with the conclusion of the second quarter here between the Marion Center Stingers and the West Shamokin Wolves.
Steffi's Country Catering prepares home-style made-from-scratch dishes that will have you convinced Mom made it. Whatever the occasion, Steffi's Country Catering will have you coming back for every event year-round. Find us on Facebook to place an order or to see our Sunday specials, or call 724-54-85047.
And welcome back to High Top Sports Network, the lovely, the always tremendous Marion Center, Pennsylvania here tonight. The conclusion of the Heritage Conference regular season, Brandon, and glad to be here with you. I haven't had a chance to do a game with you all year, and
It's been a while.
it's been a minute, yeah. I'm sure the people missed it, but good to be here with you. Great.
I should miss it if I didn't.
I had this one circled on my calendar. Of course, like I said, I've covered West Shamokin athletics and have a lot of friends and dear friends in that school district, and I'm obviously a Marion Center alum, so.
I believe those are the Wolf. Oh.
And we almost got picked up by the wind there. That was amazing. But we are good, I believe, I hope.
Anytime you hear, ooh, that's probably the wind destroying us.
So a punt away. This one knocked down by the wind. That one had to go, I think, into the wind, Brandon. Looks like it's kind of blowing a little bit this direction.
set on my cord. Oh, it's getting a little wet, yeah.
And welcome back to High. A little high there, Nemo. Thank you. Welcome back to High Top Sports Network. Hope you enjoyed the halftime. We had a little bit of an internet issue there, so you saw a little bit of the second quarter. But we're back up and good, running at the right time here to bring you the rest of this game, the third quarter here. About to get underway. West Shamokin, of course, kicking off after receiving the opening kickoff.
I have a little bit of feedback here.
Yep.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yep, I'm hearing it too.
All right.
A little swib kick there, but a nice job by the player there, number 6 for the Stingers, to gather that one in. And that's where Marion Center will take over the 40-yard line, their own 40-yard line. Number 6, of course, for the Stingers, Tyler Phillips. One receiver to the far side. This is going to be hand off the man in motion coming around, and a great block there. Stewart follows it, breaks one tackle, cuts it to the far sideline. Trying to track him down and that was number 33, a little running back on running back action there. Henry Clark, the man, able to push him out of bounds, but a big gain by Stewart, picking up right where he left off in that first half. Took that ball from the 40 the whole way down to the Wolves' 25, Brandon. A nice start there by Stewart. Again, a little bit of a trickery there by Marion Center. Don't want to necessarily call it trickery, but
some smooth running.
Yep, and just those different men in motion and keeping the Wolves off balance like they did there in the first half, picking up, again, right where they left off.
A little change up in the weather here, Joe.
Yeah, it's we're getting a little bit of rain now. Just going to make sure we move that right there so the scoreboard not blocking anything for the folks.
I'm letting you do your thing.
A little tight, isn't it?
It is a little tight.
There, let that off a little bit. There you go. There we are.
Yeah.
But Marion Center.
Oh, wow. That was quite different. Sorry, folks.
Doing a good
It went
job.
from a little tight to...
And here's ball carrier coming near side, but wrapped up by number 50 for the Wolves. The ball carrier was, of course, number 11, I do believe, Brandon, for Marion Center. Landon Cook. Wrapped up by number 50, Isaac Slay. Ball about the 19.5-yard line. A minute and 15 seconds into this second half. Curtain of rain seen in those stadium lights. Mist almost. We were bragging about the weather to start this one, and now we're getting more of a football feel. This one outside. Nice job by Stewart. Lowers his head and fumbles it into the end zone, but another piece of laundry on the field, and Osterling taking a big hit there. He's going to shake that one off, but Stewart not afraid of contact.
Not at all. You can hear the wind in our headsets, and we are inside. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, wind blowing my microphone if you hear that little clinking there. But I'll just have to keep a hand on it. But that one, did you see what the
I think
call
they're still
was?
discussing it.
We'll see here in a moment.
Looks like it's on the Wolves from the pointing.
But you saw Stewart kind of lining that up from a ways away. He didn't want to just step out of bounds and settle for the yardage he could have had. He kind of took the fight there to the Wolves.
Stewart's fighting for that running clock, you know.
Got a little ways to go. What is it? 30.
It's 35 points.
Yep, that's what I thought.
But need 2 more touchdowns. He said, "Hey, I want to get it now."
So they're going to mark that at the 20-yard line, so that it's going to go against Marion Center. Yep.
Huh? I guess Marion Center is to the left.
I
I'm
think
just
they're
terrible with directions.
Yep, they're gonna probably a hold somewhere around the 20-yard line when Stewart was making his move there. Stewart trying to duck between. He almost does. Trying to duck between two tacklers, but give credit there. Able to get his paws on him and bring him down was number 73, Connor Gervasoni, the big man for the Wolves. Good to see him back in there.
4th and 8. What do you do here, Joe?
Well, if you're Marion Center, and if they are in fact playing for that clock you speak of, and if this is a budding rivalry, I say you might as well go for it. Worst case scenario, you're going to give the ball to West Shamokin at the 22-yard line. So that's going to be indeed what they do. Slavinsky still under center for Marion Center. Out is starter for the Stingers, Camden Rising. But again, Slavinsky's acquitted himself quite well. Going to fake the handoff and try to throw across his body. A really tough throw and too far outside for the intended target, Alex Stewart, and a turnover on down. So again, Slavinsky hasn't been tasked to do too much in the air here so far, Brandon. But he has conducted himself well under center for Marion Center, not making any mistakes, executing as he should. That one was a really tough throw, and Stewart was blanketed by the defender anyway, so even if he puts that one on Stewart, it was going to be tough for him to still get that first down. But Wolves come up with a stop, much needed here. 9:21 left, third quarter, down by 3 scores. See what the Wolves offense can do here. They were shut out a week ago, and trying to avoid that happening to them once more, and hit low, and that one looked tough. He kind of came in from the side, and he's going to bounce up. Good to see him up. It looked like at first he was a little shaken up, and he actually is. That was number 33. We called his name a lot, and he's had a really good year, emerging as a real threat in the run game. Henry Clark, the junior, will get a breather and try to shake that one off after a gain of 2.
I was talking to the Wolves coaches at halftime. I was trying to let me come in there and put on a headset, but they opted not to. I don't think they liked it. I told them I was going to call Madden plays.
Direct snap. I think this is Boer, if I'm not mistaken. Gets about a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards. Bring
Number
up.
8.
Sorry?
So number 8. Yep. Boer.
Boer, starter to start the season, sharing snaps with Lou Swartz. Of course, unable to play tonight, but still down there in full uniform. Third down, 4 to go, 8 minutes left, third quarter. West Shamokin able to hold Marion Center in their first drive of this second half, trying to extend the drive now, but hit was Boer, and they're going to say that was a...
That went forward.
Yep, that was a forward pass, not a fumble. But give credit to those big guys up front for Marion Center, able to really bust through that line and not give Boer much time to make that throw outside. So now Ezra Osterling will be back to punt for the Wolves. It's 4th and 4. You wonder, you're going to have to take some gambles in this one, but I guess with the ball being so deep in Wolves territory, and maybe not the time to take that gamble, Brandon.
No, it's a risky play here early in the third to go for 4th and 5 whenever you haven't been moving the ball well.
Great punt there by Osterling. Takes one final Wolves hop and is down at the 39-yard line, and that's where Slavinsky and company will take over and begin the next drive for Marion Center. I want to thank our sponsor, tonight's official broadcast partner, Carson Boyer Funeral Home and Monuments. Talk about monuments, not just funeral service, not the only thing that they do. Obviously, monuments and beautiful monuments at that to honor loved ones, and also too different reasons you could get a monument. You see, I always thought were really classy at golf courses when you see those benches that are dedicated to someone. I believe they do that at Carson Boyer Funeral Home and Monuments.
I think there might be a couple in the Canning Park they made.
Would not be surprised.
I do believe there's at least one that says it's made by them.
Hit hard there was Stewart. Usually you're seeing Stewart take the fight to the opposition. That time Gervasoni along with another Wolves player, didn't see who that was, able to hit Stewart hard and drops him for a loss of 1, I do believe. About a half yard at best, at worst, I guess.
Now it looks like we got second down, about 16
Oh.
to go.
Yeah, so yeah, he was dropped well behind the line. Ball at the Marion Center 34. Tight formation, one receiver top of the screen, quick handoff. Nope, fake the handoff, gets it back over to Stewart, who catches the little floater and brings it out past the 45-yard line. Again, another nice play design by the Stingers to pick up a nice chunk of yardage, and it'll bring up a third down, Brandon, and say 4 to go. So they fake the handoff to Stewart and then find him out in the flat, a little bit past it. A little bit of floater, but his athleticism helps him gather that one in, keep his momentum forward, and pick up a nice chunk of yardage and make it third and manageable.
Yeah, and they're almost at half field. I could see them saying, hey, let's 4 down territory, just get some yardage here, then finish it.
Handoff to
Cook, I believe.
Yep, Cook going left side, and he's wrapped up quickly. A nice job there. Couldn't see the number.
I did not see
Slay, I believe it was. Yeah, it was indeed Slay for the Wolves. A little easier to see out there maybe now. The glare of the lights making it a little difficult for us. So now Marion Center, I believe, will bring on their punting unit.
Looks like they will punt for it. Was not given the 4 down grace.
Nice defensive stand there by West Shamokin. 2 players back deep for the Wolves. I believe near side.
It's turned sideways to me.
Yeah. Whistle blow. Play
number 4 up top.
And a timeout by the Stingers here with 5:32 left in the third quarter, and they're nursing a 21-0 lead over the West Shamokin Wolves here in the final week of the regular season in Heritage Conference play. Brandon, want to make sure we mention the out-of-town scores. I'm playing a replay on my phone of the game. Don't need that. Do you have those sponsors on your phone there, Brandon? While I pull up the scores?
Give me 1 second here.
We'll make sure you know just who is behind the out-of-town scores, but I'll start reading those off to you. Halftime a bit ago, Northern Cambria 14, Cambria Heights 3. Halftime, you have United Valley 28, Conemaugh Township 7. You also have Conemaugh. Wait, I just saw Conemaugh Township. Oh, that's Conemaugh Township 7. Conemaugh Valley 20, Homer Center 13. So maybe an upset brewing there. It actually was 26 game, and then Homer able to put a touchdown on. And then halftime, you had a 21-6 River Valley over Purchase Line lead. And at halftime, you have Portage. I'm sorry, that was River Valley Portage 21-6, and then Penns Manor and Purchase Line a 14-7 lead in favor of the Comets at halftime. And then, of course, here you had a 21-0 Marion Center lead heading into the second half of this one. The out-of-town scores sponsored by.
Oh, sorry. I'll get it back. So I dropped my phone.
Right. Well, back quickly for the Wolves there. Sprinting back was number 4. Phoenix Physical Therapy. Thank you for your out-of-town scores. Phoenix Physical Therapy. Stewart, they fake the punt, and they go for it. Interesting move there by the Stingers.
Yep.
Brandon.
Yeah,
4th down, and they go for it. They thought Stewart had a chance of picking it up, and looked like he might have had a chance, but wrapped up a penalty against the Stingers. It's going to be declined by West Shamokin. And a 1st and 10 for West Shamokin at the 46. So an opportunity here, Brandon. Time obviously of the essence. 5:22 left in this third quarter.
Yeah, hey, if you're gonna fake it and go for it on 4th, Stewart is the man that I want the ball in the hands of. So
yeah, he's been fun to watch, certainly. As I mentioned in that first half, the mixture of speed and strength.
Oh no, we're losing a balloon.
Yep. My son's on a kick right now. He loves releasing balloons. We no sooner do we get out of a store with it, is he letting go of it on purpose. So
Yeah. Was that him? That his handiwork?
I do not believe he should be in bed, and if he's not, Mister, get to bed. Nice job there, getting into the backfield.
Immediate penetration there.
And that tackle was by number 6, Tyler Phillips, the freshman, able to get good penetration. And we mentioned it too, again, not to be redundant, Brandon, but the Stingers getting good penetration. You know, you saw Boer trying to make a play, trying to throw, but he hardly had any time on a couple of those throwing attempts in that last drive. And Marion Center started the game that way, and they're continuing it now here in the second half, 4:44 in the third quarter. Screen set up, and again, that was a screen, so you knew that pressure was going to come like that. The blockers getting downfield, ready to anticipate a catch by somebody out near side, but again, wet conditions on top of the relentless pursuit from these Stingers, and Boer unable to connect with his target.
A screen, normally a good play to call against relentless pressure, but like you normally still drift back just a little quicker than normal. He had to run for his life backwards.
Yeah, Marion Center doing a good job getting through that line, and it's been an all-night thing here. 2 receivers and a false start. Near side, that one was pretty obvious to see. Number 6 for the Wolves jumping early, right in front of the referee.
Yeah. Wonder if the ball was going to be intended for him there.
And penalties, we've seen a lot of them, but I definitely think that the Wolves penalties are greater than those of the Stingers here so far, Brandon.
Well, that's what the scoreboard would suggest. We have doors flying open.
Sorry about that. Had to shut the door here. 3rd and 18. Again, good chip block there. Boer's going to try to keep this one, but Marion Center all over it, brings him down around the 41-yard line. And though he had more time there, the secondary doing its job for Marion Center.
Yeah, secondary doing its job. I think on 3rd and, I don't know, what was it, like 18 or something? Yeah, you got to give your big guy a chance. You got to get that down the field to Osterling.
Osterling, yeah.
Osterling, my bad.
Yeah, he's that big target that has been crucial, really, in this West Shamokin passing game, though limited, obviously, a little bit more this year than years past when you had a Bo Swartz in there throwing to his brother Lou.
Osterling going to punt it back deep for Marion Center is Stewart. So we'll see if they give him the ball or not.
Yeah, kind of playing up a little shallow, you'd think.
Sorry, we got distracted.
Yeah, there's a camera trying to be set up, and it's just all over the place. And it's not even that great of a view, but it's it's the effort that counts. You got a guy jogging in front of us.
Yep.
Your thoughts on this press box setup here, Brandon?
It's very
up on a hill.
It's very interesting. I don't like that the restrooms are like a mile away, but it's a great view. But though I will admit, a hard one for us to do our job to see numbers.
Understandable.
Great view though. I like the idea behind it. I think it's that was almost blocked. I think it's
Well, Stewart, a nice little move there after retrieving it on a hop, but quickly down there to wrap him up was the West Shamokin Special Teams unit. Stewart, very slippery. We've seen it not just because of these raindrops. He was doing it in the first half, Brandon, whenever this game was.
I think, let me just, while they're huddled up, go up here, see if I can show you how the mist is here. You can barely see the light through the mist.
It has a very end of the season feel. The first half, quite nice, warm day. It's been really warm this week.
I'm in a t-shirt.
You are indeed in a t-shirt. You are also crazy. There's a carry.
It's like 60 degrees out there.
Not now.
We're inside.
Ball carrier was, of course, Stewart, I believe. Nope. I believe that was number. So hard to see the numbers up here.
It is 66 degrees, my guy.
No way.
I just looked it up.
That's not correct. That's not correct. That's not updated then. That's not right. There's no way.
Here, we'll refresh it.
Yep.
66.
All right. I'm going to look this up on my phone because that's impossible.
It's toasty.
Before I do that, make sure we have it set for the third quarter.
Oh,
I got it.
I was going to say that's my bad.
No, you're good.
I got moved to scoreboard duty, and
First down there, gained by the Stingers. And we've seen heavy doses, and that's who had that last ball carrier, or the last ball carrier for Marion Center, number 23. That was, yeah, we scratched that
down here.
Yep.
Isaac Basa.
Yep, that's who the Besa.
Besa.
Yep, he was the ball carrier there, and though we've seen Stewart do damage on the ground, you've seen a couple different ball carriers for Marion Center. So
this one going to Cook.
Yep, Cook's been a part of that as well, and he's going to come around the edge and pick up about 4 on first down. 2:32 left in quarter number 3. Brandon Schreckengoss next to me. My name is Joe Rhodes, bringing you the action here in this season concluding matchup for both of these teams. Marion Center coming into this game, I believe, Brandon 3-6, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And the Wolves, with a victory, would have improved to the 500 mark. They're 4-5, and instead if this score would hold, they'll drop to 4-6.
Yeah, it's not. They haven't had they need a spark. That's what I'm trying to say. They need something to get them going.
If you look at the scores this season and note that Lou Swartz has missed some time, it's not hard to tell which games. Of course, last week, Lou unavailable for the Wolves, the shutout loss to Northern Cambria. And here you go again, West Shamokin without the services of their prolific runner, Lou Swartz, and they are behind
maybe they need
21-0.
A Lou pump-up talk on the sideline.
Nothing quite beats an actual Lou ball carry. Lou, I'm sure Lou's a great motivator. As I said earlier on, that he's really changed a lot of attitudes about fitness and getting strong and getting tough for football, and that's rubbed off on teammates. But Lou's best attribute is what he's able to do on the field. As I said, broken tackles left and right all season long.
Before the game, he was just flat-footed at midfield, just bombing the ball 50 yards for fun.
Lou, throwing flat-footed 50-yarders off of not even stepping into it. That's Lou for you. And, I joked.
Very Justin Herbert-esque.
I joked, I think it was with West Shamokin boys basketball head coach Judd McCullough one time that, and I think I shared this with his son Sean, that Blue's best catch I've ever seen was actually in basketball when Sean threw a no-look pass from about better part of 4 feet away. Nobody saw it except Blue. Hit him right in the hands, and it was thrown hard by Sean McCullough. And Lou brought it in and put it up for an easy layup on the block, and Stewart carried that ball for about a gain of 2. But Lou, just many, many attributes. We could sit here and talk about Lou Swartz and just as different.
6.
With the ball carry, that was Stewart, I believe.
Was it Stewart? I thought it looked like a 6.
But
I'm far away.
Anyways, to wrap up my point,
Yeah.
You see him throw, you see him run. Lou's a bigger kid, but he has some speed to him as well. His jumping ability. Apparently, I haven't seen it in person, but Lou can dunk.
Good for him.
Yeah,
I can't.
I would have guessed if you had me guess.
And
But that will conclude things. Kind of a quick moving third quarter there in Marion Center, Pennsylvania. The score remains 21-0 in favor of the Stingers here in this final week of regular season football action. And we're glad to be here with you. We've had a fall long covering football. We've brought you some volleyball action, and sure enough, winter will be kicking off here before we know it. Basketball season, hockey season. We'll have a little bit of wrestling as well. So if you are a potential sponsor out there and you'd be interested in getting your message out to the masses here on High Top Sports Network.
Some wrestling.
Yep, we kind of do it all.
Yeah.
But if you are interested in becoming a potential sponsor, make sure you reach out to us at staff@hightopsportsnetwork.com, or you can give us a call on the old telly, 724-824-3554. Great way to show support of your local interscholastic athletic squads and help many people out there view these games and also get your message out to thousands of viewers out there. Brendan, how come you never became a sponsor?
I'm poor. I'm just an introvert that occasionally comes out for games to hang out with you guys and talk sports.
I would just be amazed if you said one day you just came to me and you're like, I have $300. What can you give me? Promote me somehow. And it's like I have to stand here and actually talk about you and like I'm trying to sell you to the masses. That'd be a lot of fun.
Just let me cut a promo for a commercial.
We put out a dating profile for you.
There we go. Just what we need.
Brendan, drop your Twitter handle for the ladies out there. Brendan Single, what is your Twitter handle,
It
Brendan?
is at the real B Shrek.
Yep.
Shrek spelled SCHREC.
There you go. There's your free plug. That was worth $50 at least. So.
I'll let you know how many followers I get. I would like to go see the Taylor Swift movie.
Oh.
If anybody wants to accompany me.
There you go, ladies. The offer has been made. Now it's up to you. Stinger's going to run this one, but good job there. Congesting that side of the field was the West Shamokin defense, and Slay, the enforcer there for West Shamokin.
This has been a very defensive second half.
Yeah, and I think that was kind of to be expected, maybe with the weather conditions kind of going a little more south on us here. The rain taking the ball out of the quarterback's hands more.
66 degrees, so.
You got the backup quarterback in now for Marion Center.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that probably played a little bit of a part in it. Now Marion Center back to punt on the 4th and 8. Nearly getting to that one was, I think it was, that one's going to bounce in the end zone for a touchback, but give credit there to the Wolves. Big man there, able to get through the first layer of players and almost get a hand on that. Number 74, Blake Pegg. Blake, a senior, playing in his final game tonight, 6'1", 320, offensive lineman.
I see Schreckengoss has learned from his mistakes in the past. He let that one bounce instead of fair catching at the 4.
He did indeed. Yeah, that fair catch at the 5 was a little bit mind-boggling.
Come out a little. Got a screen pass out to Schreckengost. He's going to get a couple yards there on the screen. Bring up second down, 8, maybe 7. We'll see here if the Wolves up a drive, get some points. Boer brings his line up.
Okay.
Shotgun formation. Got 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. They're going to look that way. Boer going to keep it instead. He's got plenty of room. Got first down, then some. Tried to juke out the defender whose number I didn't see.
Yeah, good job there, Brandon, by the Marion Center blockers.
24 maybe?
But you saw as Boer was trying to make that cut you mentioned that kind of stopped in his tracks there because the footing is not great at this point after the mist has had its time to settle on the field here, the natural grass.
Good tackle by Slafinski.
But one of those rare gems, a natural grass field here at Marion Center. Gotta love it. With everybody moving to turf nowadays, it's just nice to see the real stuff. There's a nice move, but a great tackle at the ankles as Boer was trying to make his way outside. Hard to see who that was.
I'm staring. 7.
Number 7 for the
Kobe Hankinson.
Yeah, Hankinson, nice tackle there at the ankles as Boer tried to make his way outside. And Boer has broken off a couple nice runs here in this second half, as much as recently as this drive, but Marion Center has done a good job of wrapping up and tackling here all throughout the night, really. Second down and 7, 8:38 left in this one. Boer's going to try to throw across. That one is tipped up and brought in. Another interception for Marion Center, making his way towards the sideline and wrapped up and brought down is number 19 for the Stingers. Another interception for the Marion Center defense. Noah McCoy, the junior, 6'1", 145, able to tip that one into the air, gather it in, and get some yardage after the interception. And Marion Center's ball-hawking secondary doing it again. Interception by McCoy.
My gosh, I could not imagine being 145 at this size. I am 6'1" and 270.
There you go. Just adding to the dating profile you put out there earlier, Brandon. Now you know, they tell them more about you. But yeah, these.
I don't look 270. I want to throw it out there. A lot of people guess 220, but a lot of leg muscle.
Okay, there you go. I love it.
I gave a thumbs up. You can't see that on camera, but
but yeah. Even when we were looking at a player like Alex Stewart, you mentioned 180, 5'8", 180. He's a big 5'8", 180. Is a nice job there by moving in between tacklers and kind of pushing the blocker in front of him to help guide his path. Was number 23. That was Isaac Besa, the junior, giving Stewart a little bit of a break from the heavy lifting on the ground, and Besa picking up pretty much where he left off. We've seen Cook, we've seen Stewart, Besa, and
Besa, 5'10", 190.
Yeah, several options for this Marion Center team when it comes to running the football. And I'd be remiss if I didn't give credit to the young man taking snaps here, Trent Slavinsky, the freshman, thrust into action here after the injury to starter Camden Rising, the sophomore.
Also had a great tackle on the last drive on Boer. That's Stewart.
Yeah, Stewart brings the pile down to about the 15-yard line where the clock will be stopped so the sticks can be reset. 7:35 left in this fourth quarter. And Stewart playing in what is likely his final game here in the green and gold. I'm pretty sure they're not obviously not going to the playoffs, but unless there be some sort of scrimmage, which I don't think that'd be allowed or sanctioned. But
I don't know how this works.
Point being is another one of those guys playing in his final game, and he's sure making the most of it. Stewart with another big gain there. Another carry.
This time.
Yeah, Besa is.
Besa.
Yeah, he's
they said Besa on the intercom.
So
I'll say his name right one of these days.
So Slavinsky going to get under center here now. Man behind him is Besa. Wide receiver, bottom of the screen, man in motion. Going to get that carry as that man coming around for the end around and somehow keeps those legs moving. I'll tell you what, this time the carry was by number 6, Tyler Phillips, a freshman, 5'8", 140. The Marion Center, whether it's Stewart or even on that play from the freshman Phillips, they just keep those legs churning all night long. We saw even with Cook there on those end arounds, he got a lot of those longer runs, did Cook. But these guys keep those legs moving and make it hard for the tacklers to bring them down on first contact.
Cook coming in for Phillips now.
And splitting out wide, top of your screen, number 10 for the Stingers. Not on my roster here. Maybe that was one we wrote down there. Might be somebody in the bottom, I believe.
I do not have a number 10.
I feel like we were told one there, and I didn't get a chance to mark that down. That's my fault. Fourth down now for Marion Center. Oh, we had Noah Filipovich. He's number 16, not number 10.
We did not get number 10 added.
So,
I'm sure he's a charming young lad.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
A gentleman.
Gentleman and a scholar.
Teachers, fans of his,
Yep.
I would think.
Great grades.
Going to push forward on the 4th and 2, and near the goal line, and certainly got enough for the first down, but stopped just short. They're going to mark him around the 1-yard line where the referees will whistle it dead and stop the clocks momentarily while the sticks are moved, and now
You know what it's time for, Joe?
what's it time for?
The brotherly shove.
Yep. The
Eagles QB sneak.
Yep, you got the biggest running back on your team probably there. Another little end around and in for 6. I believe that might have
was
been
Cook.
number 11
Yep.
in for the score. Landon Cook, indeed. A wealth of running talent for Marion Center here on display. That time Cook able to put it into the end zone and extend this Marion Center lead. Now 27-0. 4:47 left in this fourth quarter. And the stable of running backs for Marion Center doing what it's done all night. Able to put another touchdown on the scoreboard for the Stingers.
Extra point blocked.
So it will remain 27-0 here. And a flag will fly.
That is a big flag.
That's what you noticed? You didn't notice the extracurricular activity? You just noticed the giant flag?
That flag was huge.
That one's going to go against West Shamokin. Obviously, not going things or going the Wolves' way here tonight, trailing 27-0 and letting tempers get the best of them. And it's probably that much more frustrating for West Shamokin that this is the season conclusion and this is the way the outcome is kind of unfolding. But
unfortunately, I think they're listening off in the distance and they hear a little bit of a singing
of a larger lady.
Yep.
Yeah, with 4:47, it would take a monumental effort from West Shamokin to be able to come back in this one. Not sure who that one was against.
I need to look up the origin of that saying.
And why people believe that things weren't quite over until she sang.
Yeah.
I think that's the bigger question.
I'll
Why was it that her singing determined the finality of something?
I'm going to look this up later. I'll report my findings to you.
Please do. Feel free to put it on Twitter so we can...
yeah, that's it.
What's your Twitter again? Plug it.
At the Real B Shrek.
I would plug my Twitter, but I'm never on.
I'm on. I don't tweet much. Normally about the Lions because I'm a Lions fan.
So, yeah, you're not supposed to tell people things that are going to make them not want to follow you.
Hey, listen. Going back to the dating profile, like I've been a Lions fan for like 15 years now, so if I'm sticking with them, I'm loyal.
That too, and then you're if it's important to spend time with Brandon on Sundays, that there's not much to do for him on Sundays because the games are pretty much just done.
We're 5-2.
I know. No, you have the lines are good, and I actually, not to get too much on an NFL tangent, but talk about a chance they've taken on Jared Goff and how much that's paid off at this point.
I got a Jared Goff jersey last week.
Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
That one will go into the end zone. The penalty put that one up where the Stingers could easily boot that one into the end zone. And West Shamokin now down 27-0 with 4:47 left. Will take over at their own 20-yard line. I think at this point, everybody just kind of wants to get out of here healthy. And for West Shamokin, you got some younger talent in this team. Obviously, you're going to lose guys like Lou Swartz and Ezra Osterling and the like, but some younger guys that will be returning next year that you want them to maybe seize these final few minutes of this game and show that make kind of a statement that the future is kind of now, and also too just make show your coaches there's a lot you can show in a game like this, even though you're down by 4 scores. And there's a run right there making a statement, and wrapped down and brought it down around the 44-yard line. Number 20, the ball carrier there for the Wolves.
Cameron Wilson.
Cameron?
Sophomore.
So there you go. Those younger guys now getting there.
5'8", 135.
A lot of 5'8" players here tonight. I feel like I've said 5'8" a lot.
I agree.
Boer in the gun. 3 receivers to his disposal. Delayed handoff. Nice job there. Doing it again, getting outside. He's going to have an opportunity past the 40, the 35, the 30, 25. Trying to cut it back inside and wrapped up and brought down. But a flag will accompany that young man, Wilson, as he's brought down around the 15-yard line. We'll say the 17.
The normal size flag.
That we'll see what this one's about. But boy, oh boy, the flags have just been all over the place.
Yeah.
And I know you got to call what needs to be called, but
There's what? I can't see the scoreboard. 3 minutes left?
that play was pretty much over by the time that flag was being released.
Let him play.
I just think that at that point, at this stage of the game,
Let him play.
that whatever he was throwing that at, unless it was a personal foul or something, a misconduct of some sort, you kind of got to maybe hold on to that one. But not an easy job to be a referee, certainly. An unenviable position like it is to be a broadcaster many nights.
On Marion Center.
Oh, so that's going to go against the Stingers. And now West Shamokin in the red zone. The Carson Boyer Funeral Home and Monuments red zone.
Very good.
And guess what, Brandon? More laundry. Yellow on the field. Play offside by the Stingers, so that'll put the ball somewhere around the 5-yard line now. Say the 4.5. So an opportunity now for West Shamokin to end the shutout.
Let's throw to Osterling over the middle, huh?
Get the senior.
Yeah, the last touchdown.
Oh, delayed handoff there and brought down Marion Center. Again, getting good push up front. That time number 53 or 63. I believe it's 63, Brandon. Gage Pennington, excuse me, a sophomore.
I have wind blowing all my rosters.
But a nice job there by Pennington to get pressure and close that gap quickly. Marion Center, they want to shut out West Shamokin, I'm sure, and that to add to this. There's a loose ball on the ground. It's loose. I think West Shamokin might have gotten it back, but the wet conditions there almost nearly proving costly to West Shamokin. But they are able to recover that one. And West Shamokin's dodged. That's the second time. Excuse me, Brandon. They've dodged
a fumble.
Yep.
Yeah.
That one early on that you saw Henry Clark somehow get back. He had to have possibly pulled that one. Yep, he had to. Why are they people? Friend Flint leaving that door open and helping that cross breeze.
I'm still saying let's pass it over the middle to Osterling.
Yeah, see, looking that direction, looking that way. Boer's going to bring it down, and hey, guess what happened? A flag is on the field.
No way.
2:22 left, and the referees will meet near the center of the field. And these last minutes of this game, excruciatingly longer, Brandon, excuse me, due to these flags that have, they're going to wave it off.
There you go.
They must have heard me.
They just wanted to throw it.
But right now you're playing for pride, certainly, and that's why these referees understand that, and they want to give these guys the best opportunity to, if you're Marion Center, preserve this shutout, or if you're West Shamokin, end the shutout, because I'm sure they don't want to have it on their ledger that they were held scoreless the last 2 weeks, of course, without Lou Swartz in each of those contests last week against Northern Cambria and now against Marion Center. Back, a little fade, and give credit there, closing quickly. There's man-to-man coverage, but coming over was number 14, I believe that is, Brandon.
I think we have 14 and 24 back there.
Yeah, Josh Trout, the sophomore, coming over and able to swat that one away on a 4th down opportunity, but didn't see the number of the...
Osterling was the
intended receiver. I know that, but the cornerback that was guarding and was defending him.
Trent Slovinsky.
Number 24?
Yep,
that would be Slovinsky, a young man who's been thrust into the quarterback role here for Marion Center after their starter was injured. And Slovinsky there going to the sideline.
Got timeout.
And a timeout. So we will take one more commercial timeout here on High Top Sports Network. Stay tuned. The final 2 minutes of this game. We'll give out a player of the game and give our reactions to this one here at Marion Center, with the Stingers leading 27-0.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Hey, everyone. Hey, everyone. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. We're here tonight at the Richard G. Snyder YMCA. Tebow.
Guys, that's right. It's $5 Sushi Wednesday.
Produce sale. Bananas. 45 cents a pound.
Pork turkeys. You know what we're doing? Pork turkeys. We're doing a fundraiser.
The meat keeps on rolling the Harris Sprinkle.
You know what day it is today. It is Sushi Wednesday. $5 sushi rolls today.
We're getting inspired. Come on and help me #SaveHomeEats. And we're pumped up because we are less than 24 hours away from Camp Out for Community tomorrow. Like and share, like and share. So like and share, like and share. Help spread the word. Just make sure you like and share. We can't do what we do without you. Come and see us. We can't do what we do without you. Come and see us. We can't do what we do without you. Come and see us.
And welcome back.
Can't do what we do without you. Come and see us.
Slavinsky under center, 2:04 left here after the timeout. First and 10. The mist thick in the stadium lights here at Marion Center. Brandon, a little quiz for you because I know this answer very easily. What's that? Why are you laughing?
I'm terrible at quizzes.
Okay. What year did this stadium finally get lights? These beautiful lights you see, what year did they get them?
Can I get a pre or post 2000 hit?
No.
Oh man, 2003.
Not too far off. The answer, the fall of 2006.
Ooh.
And if those scoring at home, that was the first fall that I did not attend this school because I just graduated in the spring of 2006. So I have the dubious distinction of being able to say that I never attended Marion Center and saw a night game here. The night games started that following fall. So they waited for me to leave, and then they figured, hey, let's throw some lights on and have a good time on Friday nights instead of have Saturday games because that's what we would do.
Whenever you said, I know this answer very well, I should have guessed 2006 around the dot.
Yep. Yeah, the 06-07 school year would have been the first year that Marion Center would be playing games on Friday nights. As I said, that we play on Saturday mornings, sort of. I think it was like or late morning, early afternoon. I can't remember now. But
they had their own 1 p.m. games.
Yeah, they were daylight, and so
cool. Good wrap up.
Yeah, Shamokin get some penetration there as we hit the 30-second mark here in this fourth quarter. But yeah, never attended here and saw a night game. Had to come back as a grad, not a student.
What's your student section called?
Well, I do think that when we were in the gym, it was the Hive.
Okay, makes sense. Another stingrays.
The gymnasium, now named Donald Sainer Gymnasium, after the wonderful, terrific legend in the area, Mr. Don Sainer. I saw him there earlier. Hopefully, maybe on the way out, I get to say hello to him. Just a legend. I don't even know if that defines him quite well, Brandon. I almost stopped earlier when there was 4 minutes and 44 seconds left on the clock and said 4-4-44, because if you're from Marion Center, you know exactly as Flint to my left laughs at that. If you're from Marion Center, you know exactly what that means, and that is the birthday of Mr. Sainer, April 4th, 1944. The assistant athletic director now, longtime educator, gym teacher, and just a true asset to this community. Can't say enough about him and the impact he has had on me personally, and I can speak for several other athletes in this. Other athletes in the area. Mr. Sainer is just a one of a kind, one of one. And that will do it. So Marion Center will end the season with a big win over West Shamokin, holds them scoreless. Final score, Marion Center 27, West Shamokin nothing here on this final night of the regular season 2023. What a year it has been. A lot of memorable moments for sure, Brandon. You've been fortunate to call some games. I've done a couple. And I think it's very apropos that the final game that I will likely call during the football season is right here where I grew up. And watched a lot of games, of course, on Saturdays. Marion Center, as the Stingers are able to drop the Wolves by a score of 27-0. Brandon, we give away the Player of the Game honors by Carson Boyer Funeral Home and Monuments, and also I want a Play of the Game, if you would, by Schulteis Roofing Incorporated.
Do we got rules to these West Shamokin player?
No, it can be whoever.
I do believe the obvious answer here for player of the game is
Carson Boyer, funeral home player of the game.
Yes, sorry, Alex Stewart.
I would have to agree. He looked like a senior that was making the most of what was his final game. Last time he'll play on this field as well, as home field. It's got to mean something there as well. And
maybe a honorable mention, if I'm maybe so bold, to Trent Slofinski for having to step in and play quarterback.
You kind of read my mind. Yep, he helped. He did his job. He didn't have to go to the air too often, but he did what probably was expected of him. He didn't put his team in danger. He took care of the football. Didn't make any kind of boneheaded moves, try to force a pass in or anything like that. And for a freshman, looked very composed and, as you said, very stoic from the young man. Of course, we hope that no long-term damage was done there to Camden Rising, the starter to start this game, just a sophomore himself, 5'11", 180. So that best wishes to the Marion Center here. Get healthy in this offseason and maybe take a win like this over a team down the road and build some momentum off it into the offseason and help put the Stingers football program back into formidability. I agree. Stewart definitely deserves our Carson Boyer Funeral Home Player of the Game. As for the Schulteis Roofing and Incorporated Play of the Game, Brandon, I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to say,
Have at it.
A really tough call here, but it was that first long run in that first quarter, kind of up the middle, when Stewart made that cutback, kind of stopped on a dime.
You read my mind.
And I thought that kind of to set the tempo.
Yeah.
I think
agree.
it sent a message to West Shamokin that he was going to play with a little bit of an extra bit of energy, a little bit of extra pop in his style of play. How many times you see him put his head down and bring the contact to the defender, and I think that first play really sent that message. So not only did
I agree with you 100%.
Alex Stewart get our player of the game honors, but the play of the game, he was front and center on that, and again set the tempo early for the Stingers as they cruise to a 27-0 victory here at home in the final week of the regular season against West Shamokin. We cover a lot of West Shamokin. I'd be remiss if we didn't take some time to talk about them. Obviously, a tough year for them. That young man in the back of the pile there, very emotional, as you can see, as he's hugging his coaches, Lou Swartz. I had a chance, as I said, to speak to him today, and I told him that you're going to feel some tough emotions here tonight, but you have to keep in mind what you've done for this program, your contributions to it, your contributions to making it a better program than the one you found. And hopefully Lou Swartz is able to keep that in mind, along with this senior class that has played in some big games a couple years ago, nearly winning the first playoff game in school history, and that back-and-forth affair with Portage and that late call that maybe really prevented them from being able to do so. These seniors on this West Shamokin team have been crucial, and again, they too are leaving this West Shamokin program better than they found it, Brandon. Just quickly, I'd like to name these seniors: Lou Swartz, Andrew Plavy, Ezra Osterling, Dylan Buzzard, Derek Leibarger, David Clausen, Isaac Slay, Dilbert Rankin, and two final seniors, Blake Pegg, big lineman, number 74, and last but not least, senior Sam Luke. Hopefully those young men are able to enjoy this final game of their career in that Wolves garb, Brandon. Any parting thoughts from you?
As a former athlete, it's hard playing your last game. It's emotional. You went through your final season, maybe not turn out the way you thought it would, but you gotta keep your head up, remember all the memories, and go about your life.
Yeah.
Hold on to them.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that if you love sports as much as a lot of these young men do, and you explain you did, and I certainly know I did, you remember that last game. You remember the feelings. You remember just how it felt. And there's a range of emotions being felt by a lot of guys down there, whether they're wearing green or whether they're wearing white. There's a memory here that will stay with a lot of these guys for the rest of their life. I can certainly attest to that. I want to thank our sponsors again. Our sponsors are tremendous. They've been just so wonderful to us in our 4 years of doing what we do here in High Top Sports Network. Make sure, again, that all those sponsors you heard tonight, if you're in the need of any of their goods and services, you check them out first. They are local business, which we should always be supporting local companies and organizations, but they're allowing you to watch this game and all the games here on High Top Sports Network free of charge wherever you may be. So please, again, seek them out. I want to thank tonight's official broadcast partner, Carson Boyer Funeral Home, of course, Schulteis Roofing Incorporated, Phoenix Physical Therapy in Rural Valley and Katanning, and the lights are coming on here. I also want to thank AIA, Armstrong Indoor Athletics, great facility there in Katanning. Brandon, I want to thank, so I make sure we're not leaving anybody else out. Schaefer's HVAC, of course, national anthem sponsor here tonight. Bird's Foot Golf Club, one of my favorite places in the entire world, a place that sadly won't be available to me here as the weather like this continues, Brandon. But still, a great place. Make sure if you're looking for a fun, affordable, challenging, yet enjoyable golf course, check out Bird's Foot Golf Club in Freeport. Steffi's Country Catering, where the food will stick to the ribs. Check them out for your next event. Terry will definitely make sure that you are slicked up, as we like to say. Sprinkles Neighborhood Market, Olson Chiropractic in Katanning. UFP Parker. And Ryan Bowser State Farm. And one more shout out, Armstrong Indoor Athletics. Keith Schaefer, just a tremendous guy, messaged me the other day and had some wonderful things to say. Appreciate his support. But appreciate everybody's support. And I'd be remiss if we didn't mention you guys out there. Thank you for spending your Friday night with us. There's many ways, as I like to say, you can spend your time and you decide to spend it with us. And I know I'm incredibly grateful for it. Sometimes I feel like I annoy myself, Brandon, talking on the air, but some people somehow find it enjoyable. So for those people out there,
throw me in the mix.
We thank you so much. We strive to do as good of a job as we can so you can enjoy these games no matter where you're at. If you can't make it, that's why we're here, and we really pride ourselves on providing a product that you can be proud of, just like we hope we are able to be proud of at the end of the day. And certainly proud of our teams wherever they may be tonight. Our 3 games, and just really proud of everybody. The week we had rallying around each other. It's been amazing. So just to kind of bring it full circle, remember what you have in life. Sometimes when you think things are rough, it can be much more rough. And count your blessings every day, and appreciate those that bring out the best in you. And you guys out there certainly bring out the best in us. I know that. And again, we appreciate you spending your final week of the regular season, the high school football season, here with us on High Top Sports Network. For Flint Kinner, for Brandon Schreckengoss, my name is Joe Rhodes. You have a great rest of your week, and may no train pass you by.